Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
try. Oh, I was late because I want to give you a chance to. Yeah, man. It's not time. This is quite loud. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari. Let me hear. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Radhe. Jai Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Radhe Radhe. Jaya Gauranita, Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Jai Sisi Radha Gopinath ki jai, Sisi Gaura Nitai ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hari Hari Bol. Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasadane Devasesha Sunyavadi Hastatadisha Tadane. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gauda Bhaktavinda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauda Bhaktavinda. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanandana Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Jaya Sri Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. All go to the fine grace of the world. Jaya Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Jaya
Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhaja. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, oh, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare Rama, oh,
Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare, Rama Rama,
Hare Bol, Hare Gaura, Hare Bol,
Hare Bol, Hare Bol.
Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Haribo, 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 Haribo. Anitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Anitai Gaura Haribo, Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Sutra Satsas Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Sutra Satsas Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Haridasa Kur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Sri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Srimati Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai, Srimati Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste, thank you. Namaste, Nada Shivaya. 1, 2, 3. La 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 la. Thank you. La 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 la. Ivanya Kashi. Siratanka, thank you. Yato, yato, yamitato, natana. Yato, yamitato, Jai Maharaj. Vahi nasimho, vahi nasimho. Nasimamadim, sadhana, papadeye. Simadin Sadhanam Prabhade Sabakada Kamalavare Nakam Abuta Sringam Talita Hiranya Kasipu Tanubringam He Savadelta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Sing it, Bhagavan Ki Jai Tabakama Nakam Pabuta Singha Halita Nanakasipo Lodinga Nisavadelta Nada Harirupa Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadisha Sukadeva Bhagwan Ki Parma Nrsimhadev Jaya, Nrsimhadev Jaya, Nrsimhadev Jaya, Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya, Nrsimhadev Jaya, Nrsimhadev Jaya, Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. All glories to the holy name, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, listen, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sing Hare Bhagavani Ki Jai. All glories to Prahlad Maharaj, one of the 12 Mahajans. Thank you very much, Maharaj. It's coming in a while. Hare. Let's up to them down. Hare.
Haribo. Good afternoon, everybody. Hare Krishna. I'll be leaving on Tuesday, but I'm still your resident sannyasi. I'll come back probably sometime in February. It's not such a long time. So coming and going. But when I come, I'll stay sometime. If I go to India, then I come in February for a short time and then go and then come back and stay for a long time. Most likely, I think I'll just stay here so I can learn to speak the way you do. Hare Krishna. You got to teach me some more words before I go. Don't forget. I really, I just want to have it. And when I come back, I'll be like fired up and everything. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Bala Girivara Dari Haribo. Gopi Jana Bala Girivara Dari Haribo. Yasudanandana Braja Janaranjana Yasudanandana Braja Janaranjana Haribo. Muchas gracias. Unatira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Balava Girivara Dari Yasudanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Haribo. Nitai Go Premananda Haribo. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Privijikacharya Stottara Satashi Srimad, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Savior of the World, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantagodi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Bhagavad Gita as it is Ki Jai. Sunday Love Feast Ki Jai. Agnidev Prabhu in so much chanting in the big festival of the Holy Name in Alachua Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Brihat Mridanga Ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Trinidad Yatra Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Guranga Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Forgot the words. Don't forget those words. So I chose Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 12. And when I get to my part of it, I'll explain what I want to do today, this afternoon. Moga, it's on the board, by the way, so I hope you can see it and try to read it and chant it, or if you have it memorized, get into it. Moga sa moga karmano moga jnana vicheta saham rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shritaha. Moga sa moga karmano moga jnana vicheta saham Rakshasim Asurim Chaiva Prakriti Mohinim Sritaham. Kavi, you want to chant? Moga sa moga karma no moga jnana vicheta saham Rakshasim Asurim Chaiva Prakriti Mohinim Shritaha. Anybody else? Moga sa moga karma no moga jnana vicheta saha Rakshasim asurim chaiva Prakriti Mohinim Shritaha. Chaiva Prakriti Mohinim Sritaham. I'll just go right to the translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Please repeat. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Purport. There are many devotees who assume themselves to be in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, but at heart do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, as the absolute truth. This is interesting. For them, the fruit of devotional service, going back to Godhead, will never be tasted. Similarly, those who are engaged in fruitive pious activities and who are ultimately hoping to be liberated from this material entanglement will never be successful either, because they deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. In other words, persons who mock Krishna are to be understood to be demonic or atheistic. As described in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, such demonic miscreants never surrender to Krishna. Therefore, their mental speculations to arrive at the absolute truth bring them to the false conclusion that the ordinary living entity and Krishna are one and the same. With such a false conviction, they think that the body of any human being is now simply covered by material nature, and that as soon as one is liberated from this material body, there is no difference between God and himself. This attempt to become one with Krishna will be baffled because of delusion. Such atheistic and demoniac cultivation of spiritual knowledge is always futile. That means useless. That is the indication of this verse. For such persons, cultivation of the knowledge in the Vedic literature, like the Vedanta Sutra and the Upanishads, is always baffled. It is a great offense, therefore, to consider Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to be an ordinary man. Those who do so are certainly deluded because they cannot understand the eternal form of Krishna. The Brihad Vishnu Smriti clearly states, Yoveti Bautikam Deham Krishnasya Paramatmanaha Sasalvasmad Bahiskaryaha Shrauta Smarta Vidannataha Mukam Tasya Valokyapi Sachelam Snadam Achare. Translation of this: one who considers the body of Krishna to be material should be driven out from all rituals and activities of the Shruti and Smriti. And if one by chance sees his face, one should at once take bath in the Ganges to rid himself of infection. This is deep stuff here. A little challenging. It's like, check ourselves out here, where we stand. People jeer, now we're getting back to Prabhupada's own words in the purport. People jeer at Krishna because they are envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their destiny is certainly to take birth, after birth, in the species of atheistic and demoniac life. Perpetually their real knowledge will remain under delusion, and gradually they will regress to the darkest region of creation. The verse again. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Talamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurivani Vicharane Nirvishesha Sanyavari Pashyatati Satanani Hare Krishna. Okay, so this verse, purport, it's challenging in a sense, in a number of ways. We want to be, we don't want to be considered like sectarian. But from the point of view of those who see like Hinduism as a religion, say, then they read this and they read this purport and they'll say that we're telling that other persuasions within what you would call Hinduism, they're going to hell, basically. And they're right. I mean, that's basically what Prabhupada is saying here. Now, as members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we do follow Srila Prabhupada and we do follow the Bhaktivedanta purports. That's our distinguishing feature, one of them. So how do we avoid being misunderstood? Well, we have to preach and we have to explain that the reason why this distinction is made, even though, Prabhupada even uses the word devotees. Actually, maybe we should go back. I've been thinking that when we chant the 10 offenses in the morning, we also say, Prabhupada, that's what his writing in Nectar of Devotion. And I whimsically thought that it makes more sense to say anyone who claims to be a Vaishnava should carefully guard against these 10 offenses. Because I was thinking that if one is devotee, then it's the same thing as a Vaishnava. So I was thinking, instead of saying any devotee who considers himself, isn't a devotee already a Vaishnava? So it didn't make sense to me. So I thought I would, correct it. But now, reading this purport, I can see that Srila Prabhupada here again, he uses the term devotee, but we can understand what he means nominally a devotee, or a devotee of something else, or someone else, or a devotee. It's kind of an oxymoron. That means contradictory, or devotee of the impersonal Brahman, or devotee of mukti, something like that. It's okay to want liberation. It's okay. Even devotees in good standing in ISKCON, it's okay for us to have still some desire. It's not completely pure, but it's understood that it's very natural for us to, the majority who joined this movement probably joined out of artho, because they were distressed. And even we hear we're in the movement so many years, but it's still natural for us to say, one of the reasons I'm taking shelter of Krishna is not just because he says I should, not just because he's all attractive, not just because that would give him pleasure, these are pure reasons, but also for a slightly tainted reason. I want to get out of here. I can't handle this anymore. Birth and death is just not, let's be realistic. We don't have to mention names, but in our community, this one is sick, this one has died, it's not so pleasant. Of course, we know that their destiny, if they passed away, is glorious in most cases, if they're chanting Hare Krishna. So in other words, it may seem a little controversial. Another introductory point is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we should remember that forgetting Krishna, the living entity, has been attracted by the external feature since time immemorial. Therefore, the illusory energy, Maya, gives him all kinds of misery in his material existence. This is the big picture. This is why it behooves us, even if we're not completely pure yet, and we still want to get out of this world, we still want to be free from birth and death, which is perfectly natural. In fact, it's quite befitting a human being to utilize the human form of life to solve the problems of birth, death, disease, and old age. But the point here is that it's okay to want those things, but not to the exclusion of recognizing that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he's not just an illusion. It's not when he comes to the material world, his body is of the modes of material nature. Even they often say, well, it's sattva gun. Well, that still doesn't redeem you or correct your mistake. It doesn't matter if it's goodness. For us, yes, it's better to be in the mode of goodness. But when talking about God, he's not in any mode of material nature. And the one who thinks that way, jump in the Ganges immediately to rid yourself of infection. It's pretty strong. Prabhupada quotes that very strong verse. And he also makes the point very clearly in his purport. The other introductory point is to say what I want to do, which is not too much time to do it. But I'm going to lean very heavily on a couple of Bhagavatam verses. Particularly 3.5.14 and 10.87.25. In the teachings of Lord Kapila Dev, actually no, this is questions by Vidura to Maitreya. It's a very nice verse. I don't have time to quote the Sanskrit. But the last line of it, Ayovrita Vada Kati Smritinam, that these are people who are called pitied by the pitied. In other words, the impersonalists, the jnanis, are pitied by the bhaktis, because all those poor jnanis, they speculate and take millions of years and maybe gradually get to see the tip of the toe of Lord Sri Krishna. They're lucky. And then the jnanis, they're pitying the karmis, who are just involved in fruitive activity. So those who are pitied by the pitied, and also those who are pitying them, They involve themselves in presentations of philosophical speculation, theoretical ultimate goals of life, gati, and different modes of ritual, smritinam. Now let's take this a few steps further. Although verse today is talking, like you might say, within the Vedic context, those who are trying to cultivate spiritual knowledge. But I've been thinking a lot lately, as I'm collaborating with Rajarshi Prabhu with some TV shows about knowledge, that the theme of knowledge, especially knowledge in Bhagavad Gita. So what about more general cultivation of knowledge without Krishna consciousness, without recognizing the divinity of Lord Sri Krishna, that He's God, that He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which so many Shastric references confirm, and Krishna Himself in His own words confirm it, and Srila Prabhupada is confirming it with every breath, with every word. So we go on to so in other words, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. In other words, the atheistic cultivation of spiritual knowledge, as this verse and purport describe, is very, very dangerous. And again, in America, I don't know so much here, Buddhism is so big, so popular. People want spiritual life, but they don't want God. They want spiritual life, but not religion. They're, okay, you could say, well, we understand they were disappointed with many so-called religious doctrines, people, churches, temples, mosques, etc. So now they want spiritual life. They want spirit, but they don't want to have anything. That's pretty bad, actually. Buddhism is not the prescribed religious system at this time. So 1087.25, this is the prayers of the personified Vedas. And this gives a whole list. I'll just read the translation. Now this gives a whole list of so many misconceptions. And we can see immediately, and I'll point out briefly each one, how they're so prevalent in the world today. And how Srila Prabhupada has saved us from these misconceptions. Some of them, most of them here, go beyond the purview of Vedic knowledge. In other words, there's misconceptions within Vedic deliberation or Vedic knowledge, if one is trying to speculate to understand the Vedas, or one just joins some tradition and it's against the conclusion of the Vedas. But we can expand and talk about different misconceptions that people in general have, including the outright atheists. Supposed authorities who declare that matter is the origin of existence, that the permanent qualities of the soul can be destroyed, that the self is compounded of separate aspects of spirit and matter, or that material transactions constitute reality. All such authorities, or so-called authorities, base their teachings on mistaken ideas that hide the truth. The dualistic conception that the living entity is produced from the three modes of nature is simply a product of ignorance. Such a conception has no real basis in you, for you are transcendental through all illusion and always enjoy perfect total awareness. This is the prayers the personified Vedas themselves are offering these prayers. Very long chapter, and probably the longest chapter in Canto 10. Prayers of the personified Vedas. So we'll break this down a little bit. They're delineating various misconceptions resulting from such atheistic cultivation of knowledge. To wit, first is Janim Asata Sato. This is Sanskrit from the verse. I didn't read the Sanskrit, but take my word for it. This is Sanskrit from this verse of the personified Vedas. Life comes from matter. In the translation itself, declare that matter is the origin of existence. Same idea. So we don't have to go into that. We have a book. If you have any question about it, buy the book and read it. Purushottama Prabhu will be glad to facilitate if you like. Purchase the book. Life comes from life, not that life comes from matter. But Darwinians and everything is Darwinian in the material world now. Except for some religious people who are trying to defend themselves against the onslaught of this idea that life comes from matter and that matter itself spontaneously arranges itself just by chance and so-called natural selection. So that's one misconception. Another one is, all in this verse of the prayers of the personified Vedas, in the Sanskrit is mritim uttatmani, that the soul dies at death. Even Jehovah's Witnesses, I shouldn't mention names, but even various mainstream religions, they subscribe to this idea. Yes, that when the body dies, there's nothing within the body that survives the body after death. The only hope of eternal life is you get your material bodies pasted together again when you get saved, the second coming or whatever. And not only them, but other mainstream religions go that way. We can chuckle, but they're very, very serious about that. They really believe that. In fact, there was a pamphlet I received in Boston from Catholic Church, and it was by Mr. Finu Kane. And the title of the little tract of the pamphlet is, "We Catholics, we believe in the universal resurrection of the body." What else do they have? They have no sense of spirit. And Jehovah's Witnesses, I'm sorry I'm mentioning them specifically, they're such nice people, but they're so misled. They actually printed that if your religion believes that there's something in the body, like a soul, that survives after the body is dead, that's false religion. I'm not saying. They say. That's pretty sad. So even religious people, and have some nice qualities and everything, but they're so off on that. They don't even understand the ABC, or not even the A of the A of spiritual life. That we're not these bodies, and that we consist of spirit, not of matter. The next one, arupita. The literal translation of that term given in the gloss means the word for word, is in terms of illusions imposed on reality. And it's rendered in the actual translations that the soul is both material as well as spiritual. Very specifically it says here that the self is compounded of separate aspects of spirit and matter. Both the illusion, arupita, illusion imposed on matter, and matter. So we're both the illusion and the reality. And I'm sorry to say, but mainstream religions, I don't want to mention the names, but you know who they are and what they are. They write down and they commit themselves to this idea that the soul and the body they work together, and death is just an artificial separation of the soul from the body. But the soul can't really go on without the body. The soul and the body we have spiritual bodies. We'll discover what they are when we advance sufficiently. But not this material body. They're saying this material machine is essential for the functioning of the soul, and that's another big mistake. It's called the rupitum. They say, and I gave a lecture, I mentioned this a couple of years ago, I'm sure everyone forgot by now. In Colombia, there was a young high school students, maybe junior high school students, and they were Catholic, and the teacher confirmed. He says, I think you also understand that we are eternal spirit souls. He's trying to find some common ground. And the teacher, she said, yes, we are souls and we are also bodies. This is a line. This is the doctrine. And here it's 5,000 years ago. That exact doctrine was rejected by not just the Vedic scriptures, but the prayers of the personified Vedas themselves. Who can say that Srimad Bhagavatam is not relevant to modern society? Here are doctrines that are surrounding us in the world we live in, and millions of people swear by these doctrines, and here the personified Vedas are completely rejecting them. Now, one thing, just very briefly, a very sharp student of Prabhupada's books can raise their hand at this point and say, well, what about 7.6 in Bhagavad Gita? I don't have the Bhagavad Gita right in front of me. I don't know what Tavi did with it. But it says, all right, you have it real quick? No? Yes? Maybe? No? Yes? That's already 8 seconds wasted. No good. Poor Patita. I'm getting on his case. Hare Krishna. It says basically that all living beings have their origin in these two natures. Hitadyo niti bhutani salvaniti upadalya. They are sustained. They have their origin in these two natures, which are spirit and matter. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both either origin and dissolution. So that verse may seem to imply that we're made up of spirit and matter. But the adjustment to understand, of course that would be contrary to what Prabhupada is teaching us over and over and over again. Can you open up to 7.6, please? That the term living beings, and I'll confirm that that's the exact language, refers to in the material world, 7.6, that in the material world, that term living beings means embodied souls. Living beings. It's not referring just only to the soul. It's referring to the soul and the body that the soul, thank you, is temporarily inhabiting. So the translation is, all created beings have their source in these two natures, spirit and matter. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. So we're not going to talk more about that now, but just as a parenthetical point that someone could raise that seems to contradict if we're studying Prabhupada's books, scrutinizingly study like that. There shouldn't be any doubt. Then next is Vipanam Ritam, that material transactions constitute reality. When I looked at the purport, there wasn't exactly an explanation. What did he mean by material transactions? These, quote, transactions, unquote, can be taken as human, social, or business dealings, or in a deeper sense, and I think this is more relevant, the interactions of the senses and their sense objects. But all this falls far short of reality as such. In the case of the latter sense, in other words, these material transactions, the interaction, the transaction between my senses and what I see around me, on a more basic philosophical, fundamental level. We need to take into account that both the senses as well as their objects are changeable, temporary phenomena, while reality, Sat, is eternal and unchangeable. And of course the Vedas wake-up call. Asato ma Satkamaha. Get out of illusion. Come to the eternal reality. And the last is Triguna Maya Puman, that the living entity is produced from the three modes of material nature. I don't think I have to elaborate on that. I think that point is already covered. That the soul, the living entity himself, herself, is not a product of the modes of material nature. These bodies are a product. Our moods, our material personalities are products of the modes of material nature, working under the time factor. But we ourselves, consciousness itself, which is the soul, or we can say a symptom of the soul, is not a product of that. You can't get consciousness from any combination of material energy, no matter how hard you try. A computer does not think. It's just plastic. Okay. All right, so moving on back to Bhagavad Gita again, very briefly. It's about 1:14. What do we usually go on to? 1:15 or something like that? That's the usual time. All right, well, we're almost finished. So we heard the word demoniac in the purport, pretty strong language. But what's happening, this verse that we heard, this Mogasa Moga Karmano, those who are bewildered by atheistic, demoniac views, that follow the Abhijananti Mamuda, it followed the verse that fools deride me when I descend in human form. They do not know my supremacy. So there's a slippery slope. When we take shelter of atheistic views, it easily becomes demoniac. And why do I say that? Because if we go to chapter 16, which is describing the divine and the demoniac natures, we hear that Satyam, how does it go? How does that verse go? The one about the temporary. Number 8. I think I have it here. Okay. Asatyama pratistam te jagaradhura nishvaram parasparam sambhutam kimanyat kima haitukam. And then the next verse follows along that etam drishtim vashtabhya nashtat mano pabudayaha prapavan jugra karmano karmana sayaya jagato hita. They, meaning the demons, everyone all right? They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. Then the next, following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. Of course, in today's purport that we heard, as is often the case, Srila Prabhupada tries to relieve us of the misconceptions of Mayavad or impersonalism, that the individual soul and the Supreme Soul is exactly one and the same. And then you can see this slippery slope, how dangerous it is, how that kind of impersonal conception can easily and properly be deemed demoniac, as Krishna himself identifies it when he says, Satyam apratis, that this world is unreal. Not just unreal in certain senses, but is totally unreal. That there's no God in control. Why would God want to bother with something that's completely unreal? But that's not the way reality is. That's a whole topic. So there we have a threefold protection provided by the Vedic system of actual authority that Srila Prabhupada has mercifully given us. The verse I read from the Bhagavatam begins with supposed authorities, and they think all these things and they propagate all these misconceptions. So it's like nowadays we have the Darwiniacs. I'm sorry, I mean the Darwinians. They're not. They could be maniacs. So that's what it's called, Darwiniacs. Sorry about them. Hi-bo, kids, come on, we're having a class, and there's other people here, not just you two. We'll be done very soon. Thank you for controlling your senses. Brahmachari, Gurukule. So, supposed authorities. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a long purport where Prabhupada describes the Mahajans. Mahajano yena kata sapanta. The whole Vedic epistemology, the essential conclusion is right there in the Mahabharata, that we have no alternative but to follow the path chalked out by the Mahajans. But in this material world you have these supposed authorities. And in every culture there's, like in the rock culture, they have their Mahajans, Beatles, Rolling Stones, or whatever nowadays it may be. In the world of art, You have Picasso, you have this and that. In the world of politics, you could decide who you think is a Mahajan. But they're all bogus. They're not real Mahajans. Real Mahajans means how to go back to home, back to God, how to understand what this material world is, and how to understand how we should live in this world while we have these material bodies, how we should organize ourselves, like Krishna himself is the ultimate Mahajan. He's the authority. And one of the aims of studying Prabhupada's books is called authority. That means not that we become authoritarian, but that we actually can speak with authority. Like Prabhupada would say, we are most imperfect. There's no question. We are most imperfect. But when we repeat what Krishna says, then we are speaking perfectly. So we have to rise to that standard. So Srila Prabhupada has mercifully given us the threefold protection: Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. I noted down here, I said, perhaps one of the most essential of his matchless gifts. After all, as we see in today's verse and purport, even Vedic deliberations go astray without these three checkpoints or controls. Furthermore, there are accidents even on the royal road, say the road of the Vedas. And finally, a good river can nonetheless nourish poison trees on its bank. Raise your hand and say, Maharaj, what did you mean by that? Okay, what it means is that you may have a nice clear river. They're hard to find nowadays, but maybe in India there's a nice clear river in the country, and yet the river can be nourishing a poison tree on its banks. So misunderstanding the Vedas are pure, but misunderstanding the purpose of the Vedas, misunderstanding its message and its purpose, can produce the poison tree of impersonalism or fruitive activity. So therefore, Krishna warns Arjuna, be careful with the flowery words of the Vedas, be careful with the major parts of the Vedas that deal with the three modes of material nature, become established in the self, become free from the forest of illusion, and become indifferent to all these Vedic sounds which just are promoting fruitive activity. Yes, at other times and other places those sounds were necessary because that's what people were demanding. How can we act religiously to get material sense gratification? So you can see the slippery slope here. We try to apply that in Kali Yuga, try to become very respectable religionist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, whatever, and without recognizing the theistic conclusion. And even if we recognize a theistic conclusion, we meet people like this all the time, they deny that Krishna is a legitimate name of God. They deny that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. They're very unfortunate. Because you can say it's just a mistake, at least they're theistic, and we applaud that. We applaud people, not that they deny Krishna, but we applaud that they recognize that God is a person and they may have different names for God. That's okay. But it's like they just, that's their tradition and that's what they want to do. That's okay. But then there are others that become offensive and blasphemous against Krishna. I'll just end with this example of that I was in Harinam in Philadelphia in 1981. And we were marching down the street and chanting. And there was some Baptists, mostly Afro-Americans, and they were, trying to be very pious, and they were really, very, what's the word? Very, what's the word for a very energized religious person? Anyway, they were very excited about following their path, and they were right out there in the streets, just like we go out in the streets. They were out in the streets doing their missionary work, and then they saw the Harinam coming, and we were passing. We weren't trying to disturb them, but we were just marching by, and one of them just started yelling, "He's just a man! He's just a man! He's just a man! He's just a man!" Something similar happened in the Rath Yatra in New York in 1976, that was so triumphant for Srila Prabhupada and for his dear disciple Jayananda Prabhu. That was so triumphant. And still to this day, every year, the Rath Yatra rolls smoothly down Fifth Avenue in New York City to Washington Square Park. And when I was there in 76, there were a group of Christians, and they were very fanatical and very aggressive. But they kind of put their foot in their mouth, because at one point they said, if you could just love Jesus as much as you love your Guru. And as soon as they mentioned how much we love our Guru, all the devotees started cheering them. They took the positive side, what they said. And it's not that devotees don't love Jesus, but not to the exclusion of Krishna consciousness, and respecting that, yes, the Messiah has come again. Srila Prabhupada is our Savior, is our Jesus also. So, Mogasa Moga Karmano, Moga Jnana Vichetasaha, Rakshashim Asurim Chaiva, Prakriti Mohinim Shriha. Those who are thus bewildered by atheistic and demoniac views, their hopes for liberation, their culture of knowledge, and their fruitive activities are all defeated. Anyone have any question or comment before we end? I don't see any hands except for Kavi. Okay, Kavi, you got it. Kavi Karn Prabhu is playing the devil's advocate. He's saying that actually it's not true. You have many atheistic people, and it seems like their fruitive activities are working well. Well, I know someone can say this, that's just a rationalization, but if we accept the law of karma, then they were not so atheistic in previous lives, or perhaps even earlier in this life. So they get some pious credit, and therefore they get some material facility. But in general, especially in Kali Yuga, where atheism is so prominent in different ways, or mistaken religion, very prominent, as we were mentioning, you'll see, Prabhupada, you say, just see the fun. He didn't mean that he's happy to see people suffer, but things aren't going that great in the world today, I hate to tell you. Even those who are seem like they're temporary opulent to some previous pious credits, but it's not lasting too long. It's more and 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 more wealthy people are becoming much less wealthy, not more wealthy. And just a tiny, tiny handful of Rakshasa demons are getting more and more and more control and power, but they won't last either. So anyway, I don't think that's a contradiction, that they're doing well for the time being. The jury is still out. It's not over yet. Any other? Oh yeah, Prabhu.
As you were saying, there are still so many people who think, or they don't accept Krishna consciousness as a bona fide, source of knowledge. So if you would have to enumerate aspects in which we can prove that this is actually a bona fide source of knowledge, what would those aspects be?
Well, besides getting into philosophical discussions, which those kind of people wouldn't even be interested in, they wouldn't respect they wouldn't want to hear from us, unless someone is very powerful, like Srila Prabhupada. He can break through sometimes, but often not. The best thing is that we did when, in the 1970s, there was this group, almost finished, Mataji. There was this group called the Anti-Cult Movement. So we had propaganda against that, showing that the Vaishnava tradition is very ancient, very authorized, very recognized, and also big scholars like Harvey Cox and so many others were writing very much praising Srila Prabhupada and the Hare Krishna movement and confirming its authenticity. So sometimes you have to just deal in a very prosaic, conventional way with these people. With philosophy, that's also there. If they're a little thoughtful, you can get into philosophy also. So I better end now. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Jagat Guru, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So first of all, we'd like to thank Maharaj for the wonderful lecture, and to let you know that Maharaj is leaving us for a few months, maybe just 2 months. So he's going to be back in 2 months' time. I know that we will miss you and all your lectures, so we look forward to you returning soon. Hare Krishna. So we would like to thank you for braving the weather and coming out, attending Srila Prabhupada's program. So thank you all for coming. We also want to thank the cooks who were here very early this morning. Seva Sevya, Rati Rupa, Pawan Prabhu, Nareshwar Prabhu, their families, their wives in fact, and Bauji. Thank you all very much for preparing the Sunday feast. And very, very importantly, the 2 programs that we have coming up. So on the 12th of December, today is the 1st, so in the next few days we'll be having the Gita Jayanti program. This is going to be held at the Diwali Nagar site. As you know, 2 days after, that's the 14th of December, we'll be having our annual dinner in aid of the temple construction. So I had mentioned that we were not going to have, normally we would ask for $108 minimum sponsors for the Gita Jayanti. So we decided not to ask you for that because we wanted to push the sale of the tickets for the dinner. Now, because we are dependent on you to push the tickets and we have such a short time, we have decided that because we really want the majority of the tickets to go out, and because of the short space of time, we have decided to drop the price of the tickets. So the adult ticket would be $150. The children's ticket would remain at $50. And yeah. So we are dropping. You see, Purushottam doesn't want me to drop it. He wants to remain at $200. But because of the short space of time, and we really want as many of the tickets to go out, we are going to be dropping the tickets. Pawan is here. We have already sent out, devotees have been pushing the tickets. So some of the tickets have been sold. So what we would like to ask you, very humbly to ask you, for those of you who have sold tickets already, if you know the people, most likely you would, ask them to, you can give them a refund of $50, or if they do not want to take back the $50, you can ask them to give it to the temple as a donation. No, this is not, you know, you're not telling them that first. You can give them back the ticket, their $50. But I know some people may say, you know, I have already given this money to the temple, give it to the temple. In that case, you can bring it and give it to Pawan. It will go towards the temple construction. So, I had also said that, what's the name? No complimentary tickets would be given out for the sale of tickets. Since we are dropping the price by $50 each, no complimentary tickets would be given out. So please, we have dropped by $50. Please try to, in this short space of time, see as many as possible. The sale of the tickets, we're really looking forward to your cooperation and help in this venture. Now, just for a bit of encouragement, since the Krishna Janmashtami, you all were here, we had to rent those portable washrooms for the back of the building. We had to rent, we rented 4 of those, and we spent, can't remember the exact figure, but anyway, a lot of people who come to the temple, it's difficult to climb the stairwells to go to the washrooms and so on. And so we want to build ground level washrooms. We also want to build a prasadam hall at the back. And this is why we would really like to have your assistance in pushing these tickets. Because we are hoping that by the dry season next year, by the dry season, we will be able to begin the construction at the back of the building. So we wanted to have at least some lump sum of monies so we can start the construction, and then while it's going on, we'll be able to collect more. So this is why the fundraiser this time, and we're really asking you to assist with pushing out the tickets. We would also like to thank our viewers online, all the devotees and friends, well-wishers who are with us every program, every Sunday. We thank you for being with us. Please continue to log on and enjoy the program here at Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir. Yes, Tatavara Prabhu. Phoenix. Yes. Okay. So, alright. So thank you, Danasur Das, for being with us. We hope that you would continue to be with the devotees here at Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir. So, I also see some friends of ours visiting. Hare Krishna, welcome. Very happy to have you all. So, today we have a very special feast prepared. Narishwar and Pawan, Seva, they came up with their menu for today, and I know that you all will enjoy it. So let's have the prasadam prayer together. Mahaprasad Govinde Nama Brahmini Vaishnave Salpa Punya Vatam Rajan Vishvaso Naiva Jayate Sharira Vidyajal Yudendriya Taika Dive Pile Visaya Sagore Tadmade Jivayati Lobhamoy Sadurmati Takejita Katina Sangsare Krishna Boradoyamoy Koribadi Jivajay Swaprasad Nadilo Bhai Yahavritapal Radha Krishna Gunagao Pregadako Chaitanya Nitai Bhagavatasarati Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Mahaprasad.
Thanks to all our devotees who logged on to Trinidad and Tobago under Mayapur TV. We are very grateful to have you. Please join us next week, Sunday, same time, 11 a.m. I will switch the audio off, but I will leave the video running while devotees collect prasadam. Hare Krishna, do have a pleasant day.